turn into an absolute riot. Nick Kyrgios threatens Jannik Sinner over possible Australian Open showdown. It seems the doping scandal surrounding Jannik Sinner has really annoyed Nick Kyrgios. So much so, that the former world number 13 and 2022 Wimbledon finalist has kept pushing his harsh stance against the Italian this season. Lately, he's been quite aggressive on Sinner due to him testing positive for a banned substance, clostebol, and then not getting a proper ban. And now, Nick wants to just defeat the Fox in a face-off, at all costs, if he plays him in the next month's Australian Open. Plus, he's even got a master plan ready for him. Nick Kyrgios appeared in an episode of the Nothing Major podcast, dated December 14th. The hosts talked to him about multiple topics, including his return at the Australian Open in 2025. While he seemed extremely excited to step on the court, he also expressed his inner desire to beat the two-time Grand Slam champion. He didn't shy away from showing his desperation. "I feel like I've got a lot more, I've got something, let's be honest. I just want to go out there and I really want to play Sinner. Like I'm waiting for it, man," said Kyrgios in the podcast. He mentioned that if he comes across the Fox in Australia, he will only look to dominate him. And that he will show no mercy to the Italian when it comes to giving a tough fight. He then told the hosts about his exact plan against Sinner. "Well, I thought about this and I've been talking about it a little bit, like if I played him in Australian Open, like I would get every single person in the crowd to just get on him," he said. Continuing further, he added, "I would just turn into an absolute riot. Like I would lose all respect, would go out the window and would just do anything to win." Well, the strategy to get the crowd going behind him and build pressure seems promising. But will it really work against Sinner? One can't assume anything right now. Meanwhile, Kyrgios is making sure to remain in the spotlight until he's back in action. And what's better than saying something shocking? Especially when it involves the members of the Big Three. While speaking in another podcast, Let's Trot, Nick was asked to tell one thing he likes in Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. He chose the Serbian for his backhand, the Swiss maestro for his slice strokes, and Nadal for his fitness and forehand. When it comes to tennis intelligence, however, the Aussie was very clear in his mind. Without hesitation, he said, "I don't know if anyone in the history of tennis has made the final of Wimbledon without a coach." For the unversed, Nick has spent last 7 years without a coach. He's traveled to major ATP events solo while managing to reach the final of 2022 Wimbledon. Rating himself higher than Roger, Novak, and Nadal, he said, "So for IQ, I'd probably take myself." Nick Kyrgios knows that his eyebrow-raising statements always spark a chatter online. Seems like this one will too. Currently, he's set to appear in a preparatory event later this month ahead of the Australian Open. He will participate in the Brisbane International between the last week of December and first week of January. Last time when he appeared in the first major of the season, in 2022, he couldn't do much. He was eliminated in the second round after losing to Daniil Medvedev. Do you think Nick will do wonders this time and reach the finals? Also, what do you have to say about his master plan against Sinner? Let us know in the comments below.